Hello and welcome to the Good Morning Atomy podcast. I'm your host JP, and today I'm joined by Morgan from marketing.
Hi everyone. Hi JP.
Hi.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm really good. So in today's episode, we're going to be talking about Blue Marine. So,
yes, we are.
Morgan, let's dive in. Tell me about Blue Marine.
Well, fasten your seatbelts because this is going to be a bumpy ride.
Good. So the first question that I kind of had for you is why are you so passionate about conservation?
So I just think with everything going on right now in the world, sea life is kind of brushed under the rug. We don't really know much about the benefits and how important the oceans are to us. 3/4 of our planet is essentially oceans. So
absolutely,
we don't realize how big our oceans are, but we live in a water world where oceans feed almost half of the human population on this planet, and providing homes for also millions of animal species, and also helps regulate the global temperature, which isn't really talked about nowadays, unfortunately. Maybe we might not be so much aware of it, but it kind of comes to in a way it should be known as normal. But we still we don't pay attention to this stuff, and roughly 40% of our marine ecosystems have been damaged because of us. So I think the reason why I'm so passionate is because of the fact that we aren't really made aware of how important this is to us, and how this can also essentially be people's lives, like how they make money through fishermen's, how people just feed off of the ocean as well. And the fact that we take this for granted, I think it's definitely something that we should be more aware of. And which is what I'm hoping to do through essentially Atomy, myself, the things that I do by myself, to just try and help more of the ecosystem.
No, it's good. I think that there's definitely now kind of a shift in attention just because of things in the news and things like that. But no, it's definitely a positive thing, and I think people should definitely try to do their part, really. I think
less is maybe not in this case, but the littlest things help at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Regardless if it's just the tiniest thing, like throwing away plastic in a plastic container, better do that than just
Too often we just see things tossed away, and it's kind of careless, and people just need to be a bit more thoughtful. Really.
Exactly.
So, you just spoke about it then. So in your own life, how do you make sure that you contribute?
So it is always hard, isn't it? I know that even me, sometimes I'll throw a carton or a bottle in the bin, and then I'll stop. And then I'll be like, okay, let me just go take it back and crush it, or flatten it. It's the littlest things, but we tend to be too lazy to do them. So I do try my best to pay attention to my day-to-day activities, what I do. Little things again, ensuring I turn off the lights whenever I leave a room, or simply when I don't need a light. If there's lighting outside, why would I just turn on the light? You generally just turn it on because you're home, and you're like, no.
That's it. It's kind of a lot of us, and yourself included, I guess, we spend a lot of our time just on autopilot.
Exactly.
And it's funny that you say things just leaving lights on or just turning them on just because that is how most people go home, and they just switch it on and they don't even process it, really.
I don't know about you, sometimes I just leave the bathroom light open because I know I'm going to end up going to the bathroom in the space of 1 hour, and I'm like, I can't be bothered to switch on the light again. But it's the tiniest thing, and it makes the biggest impact as well. It does,
and I think that we've just got to make a team effort, really. It's a team thing.
It is a team thing. At the end of the day, we all live on this planet. If you don't help the planet, you're just imagine your kids. I always say this when I talk to people. I'm like, imagine your kids in the future. You want them to live in a world that's about to just die. And some people are like, oh, that's true, but some people are like, well, that's for them to deal with. And I'm like, okay, well, that's just,
that's those people that have that kind of attitude. I feel like this is what we're doing now is for them, because ultimately you need to process the fact that you got to look beyond yourself, and that's a lot of what the initiative is about and like what we're actually trying to do here. So no, I'm 100% with you. Not gonna lie, there are times where, you know, I forget to turn off a light, or you leave things on standby like a kettle or a toaster, or just the little things, you know.
I mean, we are human at the end of the day. Like,
oh God,
we'll make efforts, we'll make errors, but like, you know, little things like, I don't know, getting metal straws for your house or for the office, using a Brita filter for water instead of buying like constant big bottles of water because you don't want to have tap water. Not littering, like simply if you have rubbish in your hand, I know sometimes it's so easy to just be like, you open a pack of gum and you're like, oh, let me just walk and open my hand. But that actually could, that stays on the planet for God knows how long. And you don't even, like, for you it's so simple to just drop it, but for the earth itself, it's just deteriorating it. And those little things, just hang on to it maybe 5 more minutes. It's not heavy. No. It's not going to do anything bad to you. No. Worst case, put it in your pocket or in your bag and then chuck it later, you know. But we're just...
It's funny because, you know, it's that sense that... I don't know if it's a thing or not, and people may say, but throwing something away just feels... It's like a thing that... It almost feels good in a bad way. Do you know what I mean? Like the littering, it just feels so like... Ugh, get off of me.
Liberating, yeah.
And you're like, ugh. Whereas, you know, imagine walking around with like empty crisp packets or chocolate wrappers, or you know, or anything like an empty can. You wouldn't put it back in your backpack, would you? Because you'd think, why is there an empty back thing? But perhaps if we did that and we were more mindful, and you know, well, yeah, I've got 5 cans of Coke in my bag. They're empty. Oh, I just got to throw them away. You know, it's more of like it's a habit, isn't it? It's about breaking a habit.
Exactly.
Really.
I mean, especially I know, like living in London, there's actually barely any trash cans, which is so strange because
that's true.
You're walking around the city, you should have trash cans as much as possible, but unfortunately there isn't, and it does get annoying even for me. Sometimes I'm like, I've been walking for an hour and I haven't seen one trash can. I'm like, what is this? But at the end of the day, like, either, well, it has to come from our conscious effort, and also the government should probably do more things as well, but that's another topic.
But we'll get into that. But no, so those are the first few questions answered, but we're going to go to a short break now. After that, we'll come back with some more things where we'll touch on the environment and finally dive into Blue Marine. Thank you. Welcome back. So now let's dive into Blue Marine. So, Morgan, with Atomy then, so why has it always been so important?
So Atomy is currently in the process of renewing other materials from other subsidiaries. This is linked essentially with kind of Blue Marine and what they want to be doing, why Blue Marine started. And it started internally by through building essentially the company in 2020, and it only started their events in about March 2021. So Atomy has always had a vision and has always made sure that they keep their products or keep their sustainability as high as possible, but obviously it's never that easy. So they've recently started to do various campaigns such as protecting the nature that include eco-friendly idea contests for both members and employees to join.
Oh wow.
So this is promoted by HQ, and they sent it over to other subsidiaries and other branches to kind of promote, and for whoever around the world who wants to join. For example, the last contest we did promote like a few months ago, I believe it was, on our social media for people in the UK who wanted to join as well. And actually the finalists will be announced on the 12th of November.
Oh, wow.
So if any of you have been on this contest, make sure that you keep updated and that you go look at who the winners are on the 12th of November. You don't want to forget that. But we also host stuff like beach cleaning campaigns, which is done by like members who volunteer to help. And they've been doing them every month so far since August. So they've done one in August, September, and I believe they're doing one this month as well.
Wow, is that like a global initiative? So all of the subsidiaries do it? Or?
So this is linked to Blue Marine. So essentially in HQ, this is what they do. Obviously, once we start being more incorporated with Blue Marine, hopefully we'll be able to be doing these beach cleanups, probably either in like Brighton or Portsmouth, which is not too far. So hopefully we'll be able to start incorporating that or adding in other ideas into these kind of sustainability or eco-friendly environmental help. And yeah, so we also try and kind of cut out all the plastic in our products, and just kind of take that on board in terms of all our products and making them as sustainable as possible.
Absolutely, and I think that's a really, really important thing. It's like, I don't know about you, but certain companies you'll order from online and it's like you've ordered something that's about as big as, I don't know, a pencil case, but you end up getting like a ginormous box full of like tissue paper and things to keep it safe. And it's what I've kind of noticed with Atomy is that the packaging is always quite condensed. Exactly. And we don't really spend time, not spend time, that's not the right way of saying things. It's like we make sure that when we package things, they're packaged correctly, so it's not filled with loads of rubbish essentially, because that's what happens. You get a pencil case from a company and then it's like, what do I do with all the, and then like we said earlier, you're back at square one again, because then you've got too much stuff
and then you have to undo the box, and you have this huge box and you're like, where do I put it? And then I'm just gonna shove it in my rubbish bin, because you just can't be bothered to go to the recycling because it's such a big box and you don't want to have to carry that around.
That's right.
And it's just, it is. I think that's one thing that, Atomy does a lot of things right. Let's be honest, but I think that's one of the things that really I think they've knocked on the head, really, because I don't think you could get more precise like packaging. There's not.
Yeah.
It's filled with the product. It's not filled with unnecessary items.
That's right. And that's a really, really important thing to know and respect, because as we said, not everyone's willing or to do it, because it's hard to do that, because you have to be conscious and you have to be aware of what you're doing, whereas other places, they just throw it all in and just hope that it gets there safely and it's not damaged. So
exactly.
It's good. So we kind of already spoke about it, but I think it'd be worth just speaking about it a little bit more. So be it that Atomy has focused heavily on packaging and reducing it, the effect it has on the environment, could you just tell us a little bit more about other changes they've made?
So some of the other changes that they've made have been actions such as changing the plastic in the delivery boxes to paper, reducing the size of the ice box, changing their double containers to only a single container, for example, and also changing the plastic tray to paper trays instead. So really trying to completely go away from plastic. And we don't just change the packaging in, for example, cosmetics products. We are aiming to do it for every single product we sell.
Oh wow.
But however, one aspect of our packaging that is we generally tailor it to be suitable for each individual product. For example, our packaging.
That's really cool.
It is very cool, actually.
That's really unique and special.
I only realized this. I only found this out not long ago, but our packaging, for example, for the Absolute Ampule is not the same packaging as the pomegranate fruit jelly. It's two different types of packaging because of the type of product that is in there. It has to be suitable for the product. Like the Absolute Ampule is a glass bottle. It needs to be sure to be contained properly, or every single packaging around it is
Yeah.
keeping that ampule safe and keeping the product essentially
That's right.
100%.
Yeah, because, you know, as I said, you don't need to have like an enormous box for a tiny little item, and vice versa, you know,
Exactly.
it's important.
So this is kind of planned in a lot of detail, and we don't realize this is because this is also always done backstage behind, like, we don't see this, but it's there's so much research that goes behind it before making any changes. So especially when these changes to become more eco-friendly happen, people invest a lot of time into these tests and the materials to make our products 100% eco-friendly, and it's also very expensive as it's a unique industry.
Absolutely, and I mean, I think it's worth noting as well that we literally have a team at Atomy that this is their job, to find out ways to be more sustainable and also work on things like packaging and things like that, because that's how much of a conscious effort Atomy are really taking. Because some people will talk about doing it, but we've actually got a whole division that set out just to talk about sustainability and think about packaging and promotions and things like that. So yeah, no, I think it's
it is
super important.
I think it's one of the main things that kind of drives the company. It's what makes it so unique as well, because a lot of companies will not take as much time, or will not they won't invest as much money or time into developing these like sustainable packaging and doing all of this for just for the environment. But Chairman Park has said that if it's good for the environment and the population, the investment that goes into these sorts of projects is worth every penny, as it will essentially help to make a change in the long term. And he always looks for the long-term project, not just short-term.
That's it. Like, it's so easy to apply a plaster or like look for a quick fix, but there's got to be a long game, and I think that's what's really special about Atomy and also this project, the Blue Marine project, is that it's the long game. It's not, you know, a quick do this, do that, and then hopefully it will be all right for another 10, 20 years. This is, I will make a continued effort over the next 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years to ensure that, you know, Atomy is up there at the top of sustainability and making sure that, you know, we're doing the right thing.
Well, that's the whole point of absolute quality, absolute price. That's where it stands from, is that if you could have good products, but okay, what's the next step to make it even better? And as well, no matter how much time and money is invested into these new kind of innovations or eco-friendliness or whatever it might be to the product, the prices are never raised. You never see Chairman Park raising the prices just because he's changed the packaging of a product. He does it for the benefit of people, of what they want, for the environment. And that's kind of our goal, is to provide each person with the best quality products at an affordable price, and at the same time that meets everyone's needs and the environment's needs. So I mean, what more could you really want?
Exactly. Okay, well, we've got a little bit more coming up after the break, but thank you for watching. We'll be back in a minute.
Start your day right. Today's a new day. It's time to look after you. It's time to give back. Let's cherish you. This lifestyle gives you balance, confidence, and beauty. But wait, it gets better. This is what I've been waiting for. It's tasty, packed with rich nutrients, and rejuvenates the soul inside and out. You can even have it on the go. Now it's time to share the joy.
Hey guys, you won't believe what I got today. So I received finally the Atomy fruit jelly.
Beauty never tasted so good.
Welcome back. So I'm joined here with Morgan from marketing, and we're talking about all things Atomy, but focusing on the Blue Marine campaign. But first, I just had one more question before we dive into those things. So the Atomy Absolute Cell Active skincare set was redesigned with the environment in mind in 2020. Can you tell me about that?
Firstly, that rhymed, so congratulations on that one.
I was writing that down just before we started today. I wanted to see if you would notice.
No, it's a good one. It was a handful, but it was a very good rhyme.
No, thank you.
So the eco-friendly renewal work has not been completed yet in terms of the Absolute Cell Active. Okay. Which is, if on the previous questions, which I mentioned about how much time it takes to kind of completely change the product and the packaging, it takes a long time. So It is still currently in the process, and it's been over a year now. But it is currently, in the process to continuously research to review the certainty of its eco-friendliness, because we also don't want to bring out a product or a new packaging and say, hey, it's 100% eco-friendly. And then afterwards people look into it and realize actually it's not 100% eco-friendly. So we really have to go through every single kind of regulations for every single country, which is a lot of work, but at the end of the day it's worth it. And this includes things such as like changing the double container to a single container, or minimizing the packaging as well. Like even if there's still minimal amounts, we could still make it even smaller. So that's what we're kind of looking to do.
I think what also people don't necessarily respect, as you just touched on it then, is that because we are a global company and everything we do has to be ratified properly so that it can be a streamlined process that way. Otherwise one country may have a larger packet than the other. But no, it's good. I think anything that takes time is worth it, and as I said before, Atomy is all about the long game. It's not a short game thing, so that basically aligns with the kind of thought process that I had in mind anyway. That's good. So here in the UK, as you know, there is a big conscious effort to change and develop our kind of efforts with everything environmental. So what can we actually expect from Atomy UK and its team?
So, I mean, we're obviously already trying to do a lot in terms of charity work and all of that. We have previously tried to do a litter picking around just the area of the office. And we want to do more of those things, obviously, in terms of sustainability, especially since after launch, we have been really busy, but we want to make it a priority of ours. I know that, for example, Blue Marine are considering whether plastic containers can be changed to paper tubes instead. And kind of bioplastics are being considered in order to emphasize our change towards a more eco-friendly and sustainable environment. So we're hoping that, especially me being the number one contact with Blue Marine, hoping to kind of get those things and get those new kind of sustainable topics, or I mean, not topics, but you know what I mean.
I know what you mean. I mean,
it's very hard
what for you, I suppose, is kind of a personal question on with regard to environment. So aside from things like litter picking and that, where else would you like Team UK to help out in the environment? Is there anything that you've seen in the news, or just, I know this is kind of a curveball, but
it's hard because obviously there's all those little things that you can do within the UK, like beach cleanups, litter picking, cleaning. Those main things is always possible to do. But I feel like being able to go to a different country, for example, and like really helping sea life, you know, like going on a boat and like helping remove all those like nets and stuff from fishermen, little things like that. That would be insane.
That'd be really cool.
That would be so much fun.
And I think, with Atomy, sky's the limit kind of thing. Hopefully we can kind of dive into those types of things and put our mark on it. I mean, even if it, as you said earlier, like little things like just going down to Bournemouth Beach or Portsmouth or Southampton or anywhere where there's a beach in the UK, and just kind of putting yourself out there and doing what needs to be done, which is
Yeah, I
just
think it's the
helping out.
little steps first.
It's I mean, it's more than just doing beach cleanups, but you know, it all starts
From somewhere.
Yeah.
And then once we start doing those things, and once obviously as well as COVID and the whole travel restrictions, hopefully, I mean, maybe Team UK might be in the middle of a safari
Yeah.
trying to help out animals in need, you know.
Yeah.
But that's not sea life, so that's completely different. But as in
I
on
know
a
what you
boat
mean.
in the middle of the Antarctic or whatever it might be, like that would be like an end goal, to really be there in the flesh and really be able to help these animals or the ocean that's technically in need.
Truly make a difference.
Yeah,
So
and
that,
hopefully even
people-
like do our own campaigns through Blue Marine. Like, I know that now there's these huge there's this huge sea life conservation campaign where they like put in this massive net that goes through the entire ocean, and it picks up all the litter, and like
wow.
even if we could
make an Atomy one.
Make
Maybe
an
we have
Atomy
maybe
one.
we have an Atomy boat and we go out there and do exactly the same thing, if not better.
honestly either that or we invest in it, you know,
And help out. Yeah. This is the thing. It's something that is kind of unlimited in a weird way, in a negative way. But you know, hopefully, as mentality for a generation changes, then you know things will soften. But look, in a nutshell, I know we've been touching on it here and there throughout. But what is the Blue Marine campaign?
So Blue Marine campaign is essentially a campaign that enables Atomy to become a global eco-friendly leader with 3 main visions. So those would be zero plastic, improve global member eco-friendly awareness, and restore the marine environment. So those are our 3 main visions in terms of building this campaign of Blue Marine. So for this, they have implemented things such as the eco-friendly product developments and renewals. So all of their thought processing of how they want to basically attack these 3 main visions. The global idea contests for both the members and employees that I talked about previously. Blue Marine character branding and supporters activities. Emptying bottle collection campaigns. So like just being able to collect bottles, as many bottles as possible. And also in-house campaigns that are currently being conducted. So within Blue Marine that are trying to, for example, changing the packaging, doing all those extra things that you can do that could potentially help further.
You know, this is something that's, and correct me if I'm wrong, but this is something that's advertised a lot throughout Atomy to both the members and the employees,
Correct.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
It's good. That's really good. And do you know if we've got into any awards or is there anything special that we can
so
down that line?
I think at the moment we haven't gotten into any sort of sustainable awards just because Blue Marine is so fresh. Like we've only started doing campaigns and stuff this year. But it does, so it generally, in terms of, for example, the contests for people to win, and some sort that's an award for our members. It might not be an award for us just yet. But in terms, because as well for eco-friendly awards, it's very hard to get completely like 100% eco-friendly awards because
of course.
it takes time, and that's what we're looking towards. That's why we've taken almost 2 years now to perfect the Absolute Cell Active skincare like packaging. That's what our end goal is. But for example, for members, like they present an idea for a new product, let's say, that could help with the environment, its content, and as well as its marketing perspective. And then after receiving these ideas from all over the world, from all of these subsidiaries and all of the members that are part of these subsidiaries, it'll then be possible for Blue Marine to pick and select the best work and ideas. And then this will lead to the final kind of award ceremony, which is the one happening on the 12th of November.
So that's what's happening on the 12th of November.
Yeah, one of these lucky members will be able to have their ideas potentially become part of Blue Marine, which is also amazing.
That is really amazing. And
it is.
You know, what people don't forget is that Atomy genuinely listen to our members, and to have them involved in this special thing is really good. That's really cool.
No, it is.
I really like that. How, to those who, you know, want to, because they've still got a bit of time. If they wanted to apply, is that something they can do? How does that work?
So the application process is unfortunately now closed because it's
Right,
been
okay.
promoted for several months now.
Okay.
And it's so close to now the award ceremony. I think
Doesn't
we're
mean you
over
can't
time.
start though.
There'll be way
more.
more, so just you wait. And what's great is that you're not just giving, obviously I know that our members would want to give their ideas regardless of
Sure.
any sort of compensation on top of it. But what's also great is that I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, anyone watching this or listening to this, but I think there's several types of awards that you can get, and it's usually priced like cash. So the top award gets a certain amount of cash.
Yeah.
Because obviously, essentially, if your idea works and if it helps the company, then it'll help the company, grow. Which why wouldn't we want our members as well to grow? So that's kind of our thought process in terms of these contests. Sorry, because as well, like we have a whole team, but we want our members to be involved, and the more ideas, the better. Like we're a family at the end of the day. Everyone should get a say in how to help the environment. So we expect this to be able to promote the Blue Marine campaign more in our visions throughout the world, as well as to participate in activities to protect the environment together as a community. So that's kind of what we want to make sure we do.
Good. We're just going to go to a short break, but right after that we'll come back with our final questions for Morgan and just finish up on the Blue Marine.
The pomegranate. It's no secret that this superfruit is jam-packed with healthy benefits, enriched with antioxidants, vitamin C, and fibre, and yet so hard to eat. This gave us an idea. Jelly. You like jelly. Jelly isn't hard to eat, so if you like pomegranate as much as this, and don't want the hassle, we have a solution. Pomegranate fruit jelly from Atomy. Everything you love about pomegranate in an easy-to-eat jelly stick. You'll still reap the benefits of healthy skin, improved heart health, regulated digestion, lower blood pressure, and disease prevention. Just in a simpler format. You'll get a whole 60 of them too. And because our jelly sticks are from concentrate, they're 26 times richer in ellagic acid, the fruit's main antioxidant. Atomy mixed fruit jelly. No quibbles, no fuss, no mess. Sorry, pomegranate.
Welcome back. So now we're just going to get into the final question with Morgan and finish off on our Blue Marine podcast. So what's the next step for Blue Marine? And how can people help?
So we'll be focusing further by strengthening the activities that are currently underway at Blue Marine, because obviously there's so much going on at the moment, along with planning any additional projects to promote Atomy's eco-friendly activities around the world. So as much as we can in terms of our own marketing, for example, try and emphasize the fact that we are looking towards sustainability, especially if we start, doing more of that litter picking or, helping the beach out and all that stuff. To promote that will help them enormously too, because then we can link towards Blue Marine.
Absolutely. And I think that if we can get our members involved and we can have a whole team of us just go down.
I mean, 100%. That's what HQ do. They involve the Young Leaders Club. All the members from there that want to be able to help out, they come and help out. So I think, if you guys want to come, you guys are more than welcome. More than welcome. We'll keep you updated. But there is no big plan yet for Atomy ESG, which is our environmental, social, and governance work at Blue Marine just yet. But it plans to continue to carry out sincere activities in order to protect the environment and ensure that we can do everything to make it better. So they're just trying to, push
I think
through.
You have to appreciate that this is a new initiative, and even having those frameworks in there from the get-go tells people that we're serious about this.
Yeah.
It tells people that we're going to make a real effort to give it a go. So that's a global initiative, right? And these the ESG that you just said, so that's environmental, social, and governance
work.
That is right across the board.
Yeah, so that has everything to do also with kind of the eco-friendliness, sustainability of everything, because essentially, obviously there's always been a team at HQ, but now there's also Blue Marine that was only built in HQ or part of HQ in 2020. So like,
Yeah. That's so cool.
and they started doing campaigns and stuff and making it public at the beginning of 2021. So it hasn't even been a year that they've been doing campaigns, or like they've always been trying to obviously continuously improve the packaging and all of that, because we've always had an eye for this. But the fact that now we have a proper organization within Atomy that does this,
and they're
is
doing
even better.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what they do all of the time.
Oh,
that's their job, right?
That is
and
their job.
That is what they do. They're looking for ways to improve things. No, that's it's really good. I think one kind of thing, just kind of spanning off of that, is that people can now, when they listen to this or when they watch it or however they consume it, is that they're going to take away the fact that Atomy really is what Chairman Park says is a 100-year company. We are trying to establish and properly put down things that will go from generation to generation to generation. And no, Morgan, I'm really, really fascinated to see how you and the rest of the UK team take off with this initiative. And obviously I'm involved myself, and you know, I'll be behind helping you with the campaigns and that. But you know, driving it, especially knowing that the UK is surrounded by sea, is literally an island. But no, it's just really cool, and I just can't wait to see how it develops. Now, for our members, you know, I know this is an important one. So, Morgan, what is your favourite Atomy product? Just to finish things off.
It's hard, you know, because I mean, now I think I've switched to Atomy, like down to my like shampoo, to like moisturizing my body, to like my skincare routine, everything is Atomy, so it's really hard. But I'd say,
what's the one that you can't go without with? Say you're at an airport or something like that, you're on a train, you're like, oh no, what's
just
the one?
take out all skincare.
What's the one that you kind of gravitate towards the most?
I would honestly probably say the Derma Real Cica.
Oh wow.
Because it's so soothing on your skin, and it's only 3 steps.
Yeah.
So if you want to take it on holiday as well, sometimes you're by the beach, you don't need as much skincare because of the sun and, you know, the seawater.
Yeah. And
you just want to have that quick and easy skincare routine that'll still keep your skin radiant and fresh. And that does exactly it. Like I think there's nothing to fault about the Derma. Like I mean, fingers crossed, I haven't heard of anyone having a reaction, you know?
Sure.
So I'd say probably the Derma. And fingers crossed it's coming to the UK soon.
Fingers crossed, guys. Fingers crossed. I think I like to finish off when we do these types of things with just a light-hearted but no, it's been really, really good chatting to you today.
You too.
To those who are watching and to those who are listening, thank you. We're going to be doing these all of the time now, and I'll be joined by lots of different guests, so we can't reveal them all now because that would be you know, but I can't wait to share the news with you, and Morgan will be sharing some more news with you on who those guests might be. But did you have a final thing that you wanted to say?
No, I just wanted to say thank you for listening to the both of us. I know sometimes we can be a bit chatty and get carried away with how we feel about this topic, but it's always good to be aware. And so thank you for staying, if you have stayed until this long. And if you guys have any questions, of course, just feel free to drop me a message, whether it be on social media or via email. I'm here anyways all the time, so just drop me a message and I'm happy to help any of you and answer any questions that you might have.
Yeah, I mean, and on top of that, if you have any more ideas where we can do more kind of, you know, initiatives to help with the Blue Marine campaign, it's deeper than that, just environmental, please let us know, because it's something that we're really serious about and we want to give it a good go. So yeah,
also if you want to help out,
come down. You don't even have to be a
message.
Member, just anybody. This is an open invitation.
Grab your entire family.
Yeah,
get them to help, you know.
Absolutely. Well, it's time to say goodbye. So to those who are watching and listening, it's bye from JP.
And it's bye from Morgan. Bye guys.
Bye guys.